quick live, not a long one. I just wanted to get a quick one in there, real quick. Do a little music, talk a little Dr. Love talk about love. Is it supposed to be easy? Is it supposed to be hard? This is a subject that you would think is common sense, but I can't tell you how many times I see relationships that are not supposed to be. They have all the wrong elements, but people stay. And we'll talk about why people stay. And it's a hard thing. It's a very difficult thing. We're going to talk about it. Salud, Gendani. A little cream soda there. Not too shabby. I didn't really eat so much today. We just had sandwiches. We had big sandwiches. Tomorrow I'm getting a whole bunch of food. I'm picking up chicken parmesan. I'm picking up penny vodka. Forgot about it. Big amount of food tomorrow. So we kind of all decided on a little sandwich day today. We had every type of cold cut you can imagine: roast beef, provolone, salami, general salami, Swiss cheese, American cheese, turkey for Apefather, the ultimate turkey. Sometimes you just have days like that. You just kind of want to lay low, sweet chariot style, and have a nice big hero. I love going to Jersey Mike's, as all of you know. I gotta get my other phone here. This is the phone that's heavy. This is my iPhone 16. It's a little more harder to make videos with this. I got to go find my other iPhones downstairs, but we'll just do a little video here. This is a song I wrote, which I would like to make my Dr. Love theme song. It's called Lover's Game. Gene Simmons from Kiss has his. They call me Dr. Love. They call me Dr. Love. This is going to be mine. This is my original song, Lover's Game. For Apefather, Dr. Love. You always know how I feel inside, even if I don't say a word. Your sarcastic smile, laughing eyes, acting so absurd. When I'm bad, I try to hide it all from you, but I can't. You always see right through. This is how we play our love's game with Dr. Love. Play our love's game. It's cool. That's a grooving song. You always know just what to say to make all my troubles go away, or how to talk you into feeling bad when I was wrong anyway. You give me love when I'm in the mood for it. You drive me crazy and you never quit. This is how we play our love's game with Dr. Love. Apefather. Play our love's game with Dr. Love. Apefather. Little cool Dr. Love piano solo. Forget about it. How you doing there? That's me on the keyboard, as you could see. Dr. Love. Probably got a happy wife with those fingers. I did. My wife passed away this year, man, after a 10-year battle with cancer, brother. Ugh, I'm hurting real bad, man. I'm hurting really bad. I miss her so much. She's Jennifer, my wife. If you haven't watched my channel in the past, you're talking about the greatest wife, the greatest mother, my best friend, my soulmate. I was truly blessed. We had a 20-year marriage, man. 20-year marriage. She was my lover, my best friend. Actually, I dedicate that song to her. It's called Lover's Game. Hey, what's up there, Justin? But yes, my wife loved me very much, was very happy with me. I love her very much. We had the perfect marriage. We have two great kids. I was married for 20 years, so I think that gives me a little experience. You saw me last night? That gives me a little experience on being Dr. Love, being married 20 years, you know? When you're married and you have a successful marriage for 20 years, I think that you have the right to call yourself Dr. Love. So anyway, well, we're going to play a little games later here. We're going to, right now, we got to talk a little love. Talk a little love talk. Justin Henry, it's always a pleasure to see you, brother. Just hanging in there, man. This is the first Christmas without my wife, Jen, and my mom, Josephine. My mom passed away as well this year. This was the hardest year of my life, hardest year of the children's life. So it is definitely hard, Justin, but we're taking it day by day. That's all we could do. God bless you. Joe Spence, 115. God bless you, brother. But this is the thing I can tell you. A spoonful of mustard. You're funny. I don't even think I have mustard. Yeah, this is supposed to be the time to be jolly. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. It's tough to be jolly without my beautiful wife. But I decided, and I'm being serious about this. You know, people think I'm joking around. I'm actually being serious about the whole Dr. Love talk because you have to understand a lot of people out there don't have happy marriages. They don't. They don't have successful relationships. And the thing is, whether you love me, whether you hate me, you cannot deny that I had the most amazing life with my wife, Jennifer. You know what I mean? Nobody could deny that. I had the greatest marriage, and I do feel I have the right to tell people, yes, how to have a happy life. Because I had a happy life for 20 years. Actually, I know Jennifer almost 3 decades. We knew each other several years before we were married. I know Jennifer like 27 years. So yeah, I do feel I have a lot to offer in relationships. So we're going to talk about that. Thank you, unknown user 1070. Prayers for you as well. So look, the first thing about love that everybody's got to understand, okay? CC, you're funny, CC. The first thing about love that everybody's got to understand is that it's not supposed to be hard. And, you know, one thing I will tell all of you is when you're out of the scene, because I've been out of the scene for like 3 decades, that you start seeing a lot of challenges with the new girls that I've been meeting. Well, yeah, you can ask me any question you want, real dude. Let me just finish my point, then I'll answer your question. But anybody could ask me questions, sure. What's your opinion about a couple that's been married for 70 years? You know, I'm going to give you my opinion. Just because people have been together for a long time does not necessarily mean that they have a happy marriage. We're going to talk about that, Justin. Now, there are cases where people have a happy marriage, but believe it or not, like my parents were married for 45 years and they didn't really have a great marriage. Okay. So sometimes it's not about the length of time you're together. Okay. Sometimes people, especially the old school people, they stay together, like Italians, for instance. Italians don't believe in divorce, you know, and I've seen a lot of people who are Italian stay together. And man, did they have a miserable life. They did not have a good life, but they follow the code of you're Italian, you don't get divorced, you know? So you can ask me anything you want, but I'm going to continue what I was saying. So love is not supposed to be hard. If you're in a situation with a girl, okay, I'm a guy, you understand? So I'm interested in women, okay? But listen, this is 2025. We're going into 2026. Whoever floats your boat. Me, I like women. But anyway, if you're in a situation with a girl and it's a major headache, okay, in the sense that everything is hard with this girl. I'm talking simple things now. I'm not talking hard things. I'm not talking difficult things. I'm talking simple things. Like you just want the girl to care about you, man. You know, you're not feeling well. You know, you want the girl to just give you that comfort, that comforting phone call, or, you know, if she's able to, if she's close by, to physically come over and lie down next to you and massage you and take care of you. This should all be done naturally. Love is not supposed to be hard. Okay, Justin, I'm very sorry, first of all. God bless your grandpa and your grandma. I'm sure that they had the most magical marriage together. Um, and I'm sure that one could not stay without the other. And I'm going through that right now, Justin. I know how that feels not being with my wife. I wasn't referring to your grandparents. Your grandparents sound like they had the most magical, wonderful marriage. And it sounds like the two of them could not live without each other, which is kind of what's happening with me and my wife, Jennifer. So, no, that's an exception. That's different. Your grandpa and your grandmother had what's called heaven. They had heaven together. And they were blessed to be together for 70 years. But I was just talking about there are other cases, like, you know, with my parents where they were together almost 50 years, but that didn't necessarily mean that they were happy. Okay, but yes, there is cases, of course. In your grandparents' case, they had the most magical, the most beautiful, and my condolences and my heart goes out to you for your grandpa passing away and your grandmother passing away. And your grandmother missed your grandpa every day, couldn't live without him. I know how that feels. I know how your grandma feels. I know how your grandma feels. You know, you're welcome, Justin. Living without your soulmate, like the way that your grandmother had to go through those 2 years living without her soulmate, there's no words, and only if you're experiencing it yourself, there's no words to describe it. Living without Jennifer, there's no words. And I'm just trying to find a purpose, you know? I'm trying to be strong for my kids. And the one thing I know I could give back besides my music, that's another thing is I'm a piano player, is I think I could actually help people with love. I really think so. Listen, I had a great marriage, so I think I have a lot to offer. So, you know, God bless your grandparents. What I've learned about love is that when it's real, it's not hard. And this is what I want to, this is really the point of this particular live stream. Love is not supposed to be something you have to rack your brain. You know, you have to not be yourself. You have to become a different person. You have to look a different way. Like I'll give you an example. There was a time I was with a girl before, you know, me and Jennifer got married. I was with this Sicilian girl, Maria, and this girl didn't want me to be a big Italian man. You know, she didn't want me. She wanted me to be skinny. And every time I would want to eat, she would pull out the Italian spoon and hit me. You know, she would hit me. She'd be like, "I don't want you eat. I want you skinny." No, that's not the way. Listen, that was a bad. As you could tell, that was not a good relationship. That was a very controlling dictatorship relationship. Um, no, you got to love the person for who they are. You have to love them and appreciate them for who they are. You're not looking to change people. You know, Paul Stanley from Kiss said it the best. He goes, If you want a peach," he says, "go out and buy a peach." He goes, "But if you get a peach," he goes, "don't try to get an apple." See, we look. I do this too a lot of times. I try to change people, but now this goes back into the beginning of this live stream that love is not supposed to be hard. Follow Jesus; He'll show you the way. Absolutely. Love is not supposed to be hard. You're not supposed to change somebody. Look, it's either you're going to be a priority to someone or you're not. You understand? You can't look. I think all of us want to be a priority, all of us in life. But the thing is, you can't force someone to make you a priority, man. You can't do it. Like, if someone doesn't have true love for you, they're not going to care like that you're going through a stressful time in your life, you know? They're not going to care that you don't feel well. They're not going to care that you need them. They're just not going to give a shit. Even if ultimately this is something I've experienced where I've helped certain people. I'm talking recently in my life, financially, emotionally. I was there for people at their darkest, lowest times when they needed me to be there. So I naturally expect people to be there for me, but you can't buy love. That's another thing. You can't buy love. Look, I have a girl in my life right now, example. I haven't given her 1 cent. I haven't given this girl 1 cent. And she cooks for us, me and the kids. And she's a friend. She's just a friend, you know. But, you know, she's always here for us. She's always helping us. And she does it from the kindness in her heart. You understand? She does it from just because the fact that she truly cares about me and truly cares about the children. You know, More Money Investing, the ball breaker is here. How you doing, More Money Investing? More Money Investing. Look, I know that you have disagreements with me, but you cannot deny the fact that I had an amazing marriage with Jennifer. You can't deny it. Look, me and my wife joked around a lot, guys. 90% of the stuff that you find online about me and Jennifer was a skit. It was jokes. I understand. Yes, thank you, Justin. I agree with you. You do need someone besides your children. 90% of the stuff you find online with me and Jennifer were jokes. But I understand that you guys are going to take these jokes and try to use them against me as some form of a weapon to make it seem like my wife was not completely and utterly in love with me. And all of us know. No, my wife passed away, brother, after a 10-year battle with cancer. My wife passed away. But understand something, my wife did not want to leave me. She did not want to leave the children. My wife fought and fought. She had multiple surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation. This is a girl who fought, and she was a warrior, my wife. She was a warrior, okay? I don't want to get into it, but let me just tell you, no woman that I've ever seen in my life was as strong as Jennifer. No one fought as much as she did. My phone is very heavy right now. I got my heavy iPhone. I got my other one downstairs, but we'll do a little song for Jen real quick. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see if I could just really quickly do this without my phone dropping. I remember when I first looked in your eyes. It was destiny. We were both surprised. From this moment on, there was something very strong that we felt inside. Now my Jennifer has stars in her eyes when she looks at me. When we first kissed, I knew there was something about you that was meant for me. And and I knew I loved Jennifer. We spent all our time together every night. When we are apart, something is not right. You became a part of my heart and my soul. My life is finally whole. Now my Jennifer has stars in her eyes when she looks at me. When we first kissed, I knew there was something about you that was meant for me, and I knew I loved Jennifer. You're the one I want to spend my life, start a family with you as my wife. There is nothing that we can't get through. I'm so lucky that I found you forever. It's you and me. That's an original song I wrote for my wife, Jennifer. I love her every second. I miss her. You have no idea how much I miss my wife. You don't know how hard life is without her. And my mom. My mother passed away too, 2 weeks after my wife. Hardest year of my life. Hardest year of the children's life. God bless them. God bless they're my two guardian angels, my children's guardian angels. Salud, Jindani. So anyway, we had something, me and Jennifer, that's very rare. Okay, it's very hard to get. We had everything was perfect, and I'm not even kidding you. I'm not exaggerating, because there's a lot that goes into a relationship. Okay, let's first talk about the sexual attraction. We're going to talk about that first. Okay, lust. Sometimes you meet somebody and you're immediately attracted to beautiful. You're immediately attracted to just their beautiful face, their beautiful body, and you fantasize about them, and you're thinking to yourself, man, this girl is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to get this girl in bed, and that's all you're thinking about. And some people mistake that as love. They do. They mistake that. They say because of the lust that they have, because of the feeling of how turned on they are by them, by their physical appearance, they feel that's love. That is not love. Okay? That is lust. But it's an important part of the relationship. Listen, you cannot deny that sex is important. You can't. I know I've actually met a lot of people in my life who've tried to convince me that sex is not important. they're like, well, you got to be best friends, and it's true. You do have to be best friends, but listen, at the same time, your lovers. Look, a girlfriend is not a friend. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. They're a friend, but they do things that friends won't do. Okay, so yes, does your girlfriend has to be your best friend? She does, but can we look? Here's the analogy I like to give. Okay, listen, if I was at a hospital and I had a headache, and I said to the nurse, now listen, well, this could be a fantasy too, but let's put aside the whole fantasy of all of us, want to be with nurses for a second, okay? Let's put aside the fantasy. But if I went to the nurse and I said to her, I have a headache, what is the nurse most likely going to do? She's probably going to give me like a Tylenol, right? Okay, so that's not what a girlfriend would do. See, so this is a very important analogy. I know that you guys think I'm a psycho with this, but if you actually have a girlfriend in your life who only does that for you, like when you have a headache, like she's just like, here's a Tylenol, basically, see you, hate to be you. So basically, she gives you a bottle of water, she gives you a Tylenol. You got to be very concerned. Yes. Because I'm not saying it's good that she gave you a Tylenol and it's good that she gave you water, but why is she not in bed with you? You know, why doesn't she have her legs wrapped around you? Why doesn't she massage your chest? Why is she not massaging your head? Why is she not kissing you up and making love to you and taking care of you? Butterfly in the sky could go twice as high. So that's the difference between a girlfriend and a friend. Just take a look. Absolutely. That's the difference between a girlfriend and a friend. A friend will just give you a Tylenol and a bottle of water when you have a headache. A girlfriend is going to get it. She's going to give you that same Tylenol, that same water, but she's going to get in bed with you, massage you, take care of you, love you up, love you to pieces. Okay. Now, the thing is, that's what Jennifer would do. Now, but the difference with my wife, Jennifer, I didn't have to ask her to do it. See, now this is an important thing. Now we're going to talk about how love is not supposed to be hard and love is supposed to be easy. I didn't have to ask Jennifer to do this for me. It's not like I had to say, Jennifer, this is what I want you to do. I would say, Jen, I have a headache, right? I wouldn't have to give her instruction. I wouldn't have to say, Jen, I need you to come upstairs, get in bed with me, massage my head, massage my chest, kiss me. No, she just did it naturally. She did it naturally. Magic is everywhere. I just miss my wife so much. You have no idea. Wish she was here. Miss her so much, and my mom. But anyway, getting back. I didn't have to tell Jennifer to do these things for me. She would naturally do it. What I see being problems now that I've entered, the single market again, is you sometimes don't get that again. You don't get that same magic. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you too, Corey, and thank you for loving my hair. Malivola. I don't see that in this new world that we're living in. You don't really see, it's very hard to find girls with old school values. It's very hard. Everybody's working. There's another thing we're going to talk about. You get a lot of people, they're working. Now, there's nothing wrong with working. Everybody's got to work and everybody's got to earn a living and everyone has to eat and survive and pay their bills. But if a girl, or this, by the way, works two ways, if it's a guy or a girl. If a guy or a girl cannot fit you into their schedule, then you're simply not important enough for them to do that. And you have to recognize that as well, because love is not supposed to be hard. Love is not supposed to be so difficult that a person can't take time out, no matter how busy they are, and make time for you. And if a person really loves you, they're going to want to make time for you, okay? Listen, first of all, Car King, I actually have a lady in my life. I have someone, but right now I consider her to be a very close friend, but she's wonderful to me, wonderful to the kids, okay? So just to give you a heads up on that. But anyway, moving forward, okay? When I say love is not supposed to be hard, it's not her. Stop it. She's just a friend of Michael's on the computer. Will you stop it, please? And Sophia's. Um, getting back. When I say love is not supposed to be hard, there's so many things I want to talk to you about. A girl's got to make you a priority. Bottom line, when you have situations like this, okay, where a girl is picking other things to do rather than be with you, especially when you need her the most. Now, I got to be clear on this. A job is different, okay? Yes. A girl has to work. A man has to work to make money. But when it starts becoming like everything, when it starts becoming, oh, I'd rather be with my friends than hang out with you, or, I'd rather do something else than hang out with you, or I'd rather do this, or I'd rather do that. And you start seeing like a pattern, that you're chasing a girl to want to hang out with you. You're chasing a girl to want to talk to you. You're not a priority. You're not important. And the thing is, you have to recognize this very quickly. You have to recognize it, because if you don't recognize it, your life could become very miserable. Okay. Again, with Jennifer, I was blessed. Man, I was blessed. Jennifer wanted to just always be with me. I'm talking about before we had kids. Like, me and Jennifer were together every single day when we were dating. Now, again, I'm not saying to you that that's not normal either. It's not like You do want to have space apart. I'm just saying in my particular case, me and Jennifer were together all the time. That was just, we just couldn't bear to, we always wanted to be together. We couldn't stand not being together, which is basically, if you listen to the song I just wrote, Jennifer, the lyrics are, we spend all our time together every night. When we are apart, something is not right. You became a part of my heart and my soul. My life is finally whole. Like, I'll show you really quick, just to do that one part. You know, just that's how it was with me and Jen, you know? Let's do that here. We spend all our time together every night. When we are apart, something is not right. You became a part of my heart and my soul. My life is finally whole. Now my Jennifer. So just like the lyric says, we spend all our time together every night. When we are apart, something is not right. Look, I'm not saying to you that in order for a girl to love you, that she has to be with you every second. Okay, I'm not saying to you. I'm not saying that. But a girl should want to spend a lot of time with you if she really cares about you, you know? She should want to talk to you a lot. She should want to see you a lot. She should want to be with you a lot. And your kids. You know, if she really, really cared about you, she would want to be a big part of their life as well. Now, the thing is, if you start seeing a case where a girl is running away from you, it's something to be concerned about. You have to take that seriously. You have to. You have to take that seriously. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of people say I have like a voice for like the radio, right? What's the secret? I come from Brooklyn, New York. I watch a lot of Rocky. I try to sound like Sylvester Stallone, you know. Yo, Adrian, I did it. You know, just try to have that like Rocky voice. But you don't want to have a situation where you're forcing a girl to want to spend time with you. Wow, that's awesome, man. Welcome to the live stream, brother. Mayank Sapra, 6507. I never got that before. You talk like Sadiq from Harry Potter, really? People say I talk like Rocky Balboa. I talk like Andrew Dice Clay. I never got that one before, but that's interesting. What's going on, brother? There's no need to hesitate. Sister. Hey, I'll show you really quickly a little bit of the Brooklyn song. This is a song I wrote about growing up in Brooklyn, New York. Hold on here. Let's do a little bit of the Brooklyn song for our new subscribers here. Grew up on the Coney Island side. Hot dogs and Nathan's and the Cyclone for a ride. Cruising down 86th Street. Got my windows open, blasting music with a beat. Saturday night at Bay Ridge. Picked up a girl, made out under the Verrazano Bridge. Late night food at Del Rio Diner. Nothing makes me feel finer. Sorry about that. My phone is heavy. But that's the Brooklyn song here. Let me continue that. Good old Brooklyn is on my mind. Only Brooklyn, one of a kind. I want Brooklyn to always be home to me. I met my beautiful wife, Jennifer, in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. She was coming out of the Salty Dog. I was coming out of Judge and Jury. If you know Brooklyn, New York, Bay Ridge, you know what I'm talking about. And it was like magic when we met. And I met her in Brooklyn. I dedicate that song to her. Oh, man. She was just my everything, my soulmate. Everything was just so perfect with her. It was like a dream. We'll do another one for Jen. This is a song called Like a Dream. When we met, magic starts. You turned my life around, made me believe with no doubt that happiness can be found. Everything is so right, still can't believe you belong to me. When you held my hand, my life began. Pictured my life, you are what I see. It must be, it's like a dream when I look into your eyes. This moment lasted so long, to me by surprise. Came so far, here we are, so in love. This time it is true, when we kissed, that's when I wanted to spend my life with you. Need to see you, need to feel you. Every night my feelings I can't hide. Can't go on a second without you here by my side. It's so right, still can't believe you belong to me. When you held my hand, my life began. Pictured my life, you are what I see. That's a song I wrote called Like a Dream. What's my channel about? Well, right now we're talking about relationships, love, but my channel is about everything, brother. I talk about food, comedy, music, big dreams of becoming successful in life, ambition, sometimes finance. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. I talk about everything. Politics, world events, everything happening in the world. Like I was just recently talking about the whole Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight. I talk about everything. whatever pops in my head, Salud, Gentani. I talk about the Apefather's life in Palermo, Sicily. You're like, what? My true name, Richie Lavoiani. And Palermo, Sicily was a very feared name, like The Godfather. If you ever watched The Godfather, you would understand. I'll tell you a little background about my family here. Let's do it. It's called The Apefather is a Gangster. Two, three, four. My family is from Palermo, Sicily. My grandma told me stories about the old country, how we came to Brooklyn, New York, while I'm eating spaghetti with a spoon and fork, drinking wine, salute, gin tonic. My Uncle Paulie and my Aunt Connie served an Italian feast, yes sir. The Apefather's a gangster. Learn how to score every day, making cash. I built up a very respectable stash. I don't ask for anything, I just take what is mine, just like a porterhouse steak. Cook the medium rare with a bottle of wine that's rare. In my life, I don't even have a care. It's not even fair how I live. The Apefather's a gangster. Little saxophone. a gangster. My family is from Palermo, Sicily. My grandma told me stories about the old country. How we came to Brooklyn, New York, while I'm eating spaghetti with a spoon and fork. Drinking wine, salute, gin tonic. My Uncle Paulie, my Aunt Connie served an Italian feast, yes sir. The Apefather's a gangster. Never rat on your friends. Always keep your mouth shut. Be a good earner. Always keep your nose clean. If you know what I mean. Always follow the rules. We survive by our rules. Apefather's a gangster. How you doing, everybody? What's up, Mike? PWG. How you doing, huh? How are you doing? That's a song called I wrote, Apefather is a Gangster. It's been a while. Merry Christmas. God bless you and your family. Wishing all of you health, happiness, and success, and a wonderful, beautiful Christmas with your family, and a happy New Year. Happy, healthy New Year. You know, Apefather has been trying to think about things I want to do with my life. Now, you know, my beautiful wife passed away and my mom passed away, and it's been the hardest year of my life, the hardest year for my children. And I've come to realize one of the things I do very well, besides music, is I am very experienced in relationships, guys. Guys, I've always been a one-woman man, okay? I've always been, just so that you know. I don't like, you know, to be with multiple women. I really don't. Look, I had a buddy of mine, Adam, okay? And this guy was with a different girl every single day. He was with a different girl. He had a girl for Monday, Tuesday. He forgot their name, so we would call them by the day. I'm like, Adam, who you with today? I'm with Monday. I used to think that was the girl's name. Who you with today? Tuesday. Wednesday. He was with a different girl every day. I never was like that. Look, before I met Jennifer, I was with a girl named Jackie. I was 15 years old. Can you believe this? And we were in a relationship for like 5.5 years. Okay. I was with this girl from 15 to like approaching 21. And if you could believe it, she broke up with me for a financial planner. Isn't that funny? Because I always say I'm not a financial planner. I say I don't give financial advice. Look, she broke up with me because I wasn't ready to get married. That's all it was. Look, I didn't realize it at the time. I was a young guy, you know, but her father left her very young in her life. She grew up fatherless. It was very sad. And she kind of had daddy issues. And, you know, she wanted me to get married. I wasn't ready to get married at 20 years old. I was like, what are you, nuts? You know, she's like, I want to get married. That's it. She met a guy at 20 years old. Look, God bless her. I wasn't ready at that time. But she met someone, and that was it. It worked out for her. But the point is that I was with one girl. You know, she actually helped me write a great song. It was my first heartbreak. I wrote a song, I'll show you. It's called Is This Goodbye? But back in those days, the music that was very popular was freestyle music. You know, like people like, you know, like George Lamont, TKA, you know, Maria, the most beautiful sound I ever heard, Maria. Tell your boyfriend how I feel about you, 'cause I need you. I got to make you mine. I got to make you mine. You know, so I wanted to write a song like a freestyle song when Jackie broke up with me. It's called Is This Goodbye? I'll show you just a little piece of it really quick. Remember that day when you told me that you changed the way you feel for me. Nights spent in misery. All I seem to do is think about you constantly. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? I still feel deep in my heart. Don't want us to be apart. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? And I still feel deep in my heart. Don't wanna be apart. Days come and go so fast. Memories of times we spent together still do last. Now, as I start again, I wonder if eventually there will be that day when I think of you. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? And I still feel deep in my heart. Don't want us to be apart. Is this goodbye to all we were? Is it really over? And I still feel deep in my heart. Don't wanna be apart. I am hoping that someday you'd realize you were so wrong. Till then I will keep on wondering. I am hoping that someday you'd realize you were so wrong. Till then I will keep on wondering. So that was a song I wrote called Is This Goodbye? Trying to have like a freestyle vibe to it. When my first girlfriend, Jackie, broke up with me when I was a young kid. Oh, I met Jennifer not too long ago after that. I was only single 6 months. So I do know a lot about relationships, you know? I know a lot about relationships. One thing I could tell you is it can't be forced. You know, if you're in a relationship where you just feel everything is forced, like you can't be yourself, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out, you know, and that goes into sometimes it goes into the way people are brought up too. You know, you don't realize this is another important thing about relationships. You don't really realize it. But, you know, like, you know, when a girl was brought up Italian and she's Catholic and, you know, she's got those old school values, you know, that's what I'm used to. I met a lot of people lately. It's been different, you know, like I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, example. You know, this girl had like a little Indian in her, you know, and it's just a little concerning, you know. I mean, listen, it's terrible what happened to the American Indian. Listen, my heart goes out to the American Indian. You know, I was watching a movie, I forget what it's called, not too long ago, and the American Indian made a very good point. You know, he's like, you know, you know, we're coming here, your country, America, you know, and we're going to offer you a better life. So the American Indian was just like, I don't need a better life. You know, we're good here. You know, I hunt, I hunt my buffalo. I'm good to go. You know, but you're not going to have to do that no more because your country is going to help you because we now own this land and we want to give you a reservation. We want you to live on a reservation and we want you, you know, to have a better life. And the American Indian's like, but I don't want to live on a reservation, you know. And why do you own this land? They're like, did you buy the land? Did you trade for it? No, they took it by force, right? Again, my heart goes out to all of them. So terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But I met this girl who she was part Indian, and she was just like, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And I'm just like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm just like, you know, that's a shocker for me because I love Thanksgiving. I'm just saying it's like little things like that. Or girls like, I don't celebrate Christmas. You know, it's sometimes you meet a girl and you have different traditions, and it still could work. Look, it still could work if you could find compromises. But that's the thing. Would that person be willing to compromise? Like if you explain to them, like Christmas is very important to my children. My children love Christmas. It was a very big tradition in our life. And if that person could respect that and say to themselves, okay, you know, I can respect that and I could, you know, I can make that important, then it could still work, but it becomes challenging. You know, the person I have in my life now, the girl in my life, I mean, she's from Brooklyn, she's Italian. So obviously Christmas is very important to her. But I'm just saying, I'm talking about many people I've met in my life. I'm just giving examples. So that's another thing to take into consideration, you know. Politics could be a big thing, man. I know a lot of people don't talk about politics, but if you're with someone who disagrees on all of your political views, that's going to be a tough one. I remember Charlie Kirk, may he rest in peace. God bless the great Charlie Kirk. God bless that great man. I miss him. It's so terrible what happened to that great man. God bless Erica, his wife, and his family. But he used to always talk about that. He used to be like, if you meet someone who has different political views, he took that stuff very seriously. He was just like, don't marry that person, he said. Don't marry her. He goes, you could be friends, you could be close. Well, it's true. Look, I've seen a lot of people go head to head over politics. Like I've seen people fight like I'm talking the worst fights I've ever seen in my life were over politics. So you see, the reason I'm bringing all this stuff up is because isn't there so much that goes into a relationship, right? Like you guys think it's only one thing, right? Everybody thinks like, oh, you meet a girl and you look at her for her appearance and you're like, she's hot. Man, this is a girl that's sexy, gorgeous. I want to see this girl in the bedroom. But there's so much more that goes into it. Religion, politics, traditions. Also, does she have old school values? Like, does she really believe in taking care of her man? There's a lot of girls that want to just be princesses and they want you to take care of them. Now, maybe that's what you want to do. But see, sometimes it comes down to the guy too. Sometimes the guy wants to just take care of the girl, shower her with love and shower her with gifts and doesn't really want much in return. See, I'm a very needy guy. The Apefather is a guy who needs a lot of love and affection. I'm like that song by Nelson. I can't live without your love and affection. I can't spend another night on my own. I need a lot of love and affection. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. Back to the Future. Merry Christmas, brother. God bless you. I need a lot of love and affection in my life. That's just me. And my wife said it the best. I was watching videos on my wife recently. She was talking about how needy. I am a needy guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I am a guy who really, really, but that's why I'm a relationship guy. You see, what I noticed? You got two types of guys. Guys who are relationship guys, right? Also girls too. Girls that are relationship girls and girls that are not relationship girls, and guys who are relationship guys and guys who are not relationship guys. I wouldn't say I'm doing well. Back to the Future. It's the first holiday, the first Christmas without Jennifer and my mom. I'm not doing well. I'm very sad, very heartbroken, but I'm staying strong for the kids. I'm making their life happy. Back to the Future. That's what I always do. That's what a good father does. Is I make their lives happy. You know what I mean? But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not really doing so great. Um, I miss my wife and my mom very much. But the reason I'm starting this whole Dr. Love segment, I feel like I have a lot to offer. Like besides music and besides my business ideas and all that stuff, I think I have a lot to offer with love advice. I really do. People want to break my balls over the whole Sarah thing. Look, guys, it was a temporary thing. I don't want to talk about it no more. I really don't. It was a temporary. When my wife first passed away, I got tricked by some girl who, was talking to me 4, 5, 6, several hours a day. And, it resulted in me helping her out financially with certain things because I got tricked. Okay, I thought this girl was going to come to the Jersey Shore and, she was going to be this wonderful person of my life. It happens. I wasn't myself. Listen, when your wife and mom first passes away, people don't understand you're not of sound mind. You're not yourself. Okay, but I snapped out of it. All my Brooklyn street smarts came back. All my common sense came back. But like these haters, they'll never let you live it down. They'll just keep bringing it up over and over again. They love to see when you screw up. Jen will be proud of me. Yes, yes. Thank you, Back to the Future. Look, I was actually reading text messages Back to the Future. If we ever meet, I'd like to show you these text messages that my wife was writing. This was before, you know, it's so heartbreaking to talk about it, but this was before things got really serious with her health. This is when she first found out that the cancer kind of spread to her spinal cord from her brain. And she was, at this point, she wasn't on a ventilator. She was able to type and able to text and able to talk. It wasn't until like January this was in November of 2024, and she was in a hospital. And I was reading, I was reading text messages from my wife, and I was telling her how worried I was about her. And that I love her so much and I don't want to lose her and I'm gonna be, by her side. Look, I was always at the hospital. There was just this one particular time when it was late at night and we were just texting each other. But I was always by her side, always. But she was texting me and she was telling me that she knows in her heart that I am a very strong, powerful man. I read this a lot when I feel weak and I need to get strength back. I read this and she says, I know you're going to take care of the children. I know you're going to do it. She goes, and that's why I'm so happy that you're in my life. I'm so happy. I love you so much, she told me, because I know I could depend upon you. And every time I'm down and I feel like I can't go on, I read that message. I read it. And yes, I do believe Jennifer would be proud of me, Back to the Future. I do. And my mom, Josephine, that I'm staying strong. Guys, it's hard to stay strong. It's hard. People think this is an easy thing. Your wife passes, it's okay. This is another thing I want to talk about. Okay, another segment of my channel is this is going to sound a little harsh, but Paula has to tell it like it is. I've met a lot of people who've lost spouses. I've spoken to a lot of people over the course of the last year. Salut, Jindani. And in some cases, in many of the cases, they did not have a happy marriage. They were separated in some cases, or in some cases, they had a very horrible, terrible marriage. Okay, and they were miserable in their lives. So the thing is, when their spouse, like I have this old music teacher, I'm not going to tell you her name, but she made me laugh. I was talking to her in the summer, and she was telling me, like, her husband passed away. Now, again, this is a case where she had a terrible marriage, and I was just like, "How did you handle it? This is the father of her children. How did you handle?" She's like, "F him. I don't give a shit about that freaking Mama Luke, that stunad." And she actually used those terms because she's from Brooklyn. This was my music teacher in Brooklyn. Yeah, she's like, "I don't give a shit about that freaking stunad, that mother effer," because they didn't have a good marriage. I'm very sorry for your loss of your father. God bless you, and thank you for watching me and caring for me. Yeah, Sarah did scam me. Yes. I don't want to talk about Sarah, though, right now, but yes, she did. Um, Continuing back to the subject. So the thing is, me and Jennifer had the perfect marriage. Me and Jennifer had everything. You understand? We had it all. Love, best friend, soulmate, the most amazing wife, the most amazing mother to our children. We had the perfect life. Guys, I'm telling you straight up, like, Paula Abdul style. Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Oh, oh, oh. I'm telling you straight up. I had the perfect life. I really, yeah, Dunkin' Donuts time, always, right? Um, Today was a kind of I don't know, a low key day. My son's been doing a lot with the bowling, and he wanted sandwiches. My son, we're big with sandwiches. Today we just stood home. We didn't really go out today for just a very relaxing day. Tomorrow I got a lot of food coming. I ordered a whole big tray of chicken parmesan tomorrow. I ordered a big tray of penny and the vodka sauce. We love that stuff. It's our favorite meal. Our favorite meal of all time is chicken palm and penny and the vodka and a little salad, and a little Italian bread. Forget about. We have a nice big meal tomorrow, but today we laid low. I made I call it the roast beast. We had the roast beef. We have the roast beef, the provolone. I still have all the cold cuts downstairs. Maybe I'll make a late night sandwich again. Roast beef, provolone. It's provolone. That's the right way to say it, not provolone. That's just a Brooklyn thing, but provolone. Swiss cheese, a little turkey, a little Genoa salami. Forget about it. Little gabagool, a little sweet super sad. Forget about them. I don't. Once in a while, you need a little Tony Soprano sandwich. But anyway, getting back, me and Jennifer had the perfect marriage. We had the perfect life, the perfect marriage. So when she passed away, I felt like I lost everything, guys. Like, this is what you don't understand. This wasn't just a normal loss. This was a loss of someone who was my everything, my soulmate, my best friend, my my better half, And yes, Jennifer helped me in all aspects of life. Like put aside the domestic stuff, like how she took care of the kids and the house and the dogs, and she was my lover, my best friend. Whenever I was down, see, people don't realize this. We're going to talk about that Back to the Future in a second. We're going to talk about that. Um, but whenever I was down, Jennifer would turn me around with her love, with her emotion. And that became my life force. That became my life force. It became my life force. It living without her love and her affection, it's almost impossible. You have no idea how hard it is to live without my wife's love and affection because she breathed life into me. Whenever I was going through a tough time, she it was like she was like my fuel. She was my life, my fuel. Like, you go to a gas station, you need to fuel, your car needs fuel, right? Needs gas. She was my fuel. It's really hard, guys. But again, I do what I do for my kids to keep them happy, to give them a wonderful chance at life. I stay strong for my kids. All right, so let's talk a little bit we'll change the subject real quick. We'll talk a little bit about the Apefather brand and what the plan is with that. But we'll do Ambition really quick here. There's a song I wrote called Ambition, aka The American Dream. Yes. That's the song I wrote called Ambition, aka The American Dream. I do have a dream of starting the Apefather brand. And the Apefather brand, I want it to be synonymous with real estate, with specifically everything real estate. So it doesn't really make a difference what the business is. The business could be Apefather Steakhouse, Apefather Italian Restaurant, Apefather Gym. Yeah, believe it or not. Apefather Spa, Ape Island, which is, like I picture it in a hotel casino, like the beach area. You can make it very similar to like the safari jungle, you know what I mean? A big ape pool and, waitresses dressed up, as if they're in the movie Skull Island with King Kong, serving drinks in the pool. I like to call that Ape Island. Um, this is something that I've explained is a lifetime dream. This is not, I'm going to really try my best to make it happen in 2026. I really, really am. I know you guys, I heard this before. I went through a lot of problems. I had a lot of stop signs with my wife and mom passing away, but I'm going to work really hard. The first step is to become, this is the steps, okay? And I'll say it over and over again, is to become very, very successful on YouTube. Like I have to get really multi-millions of subscribers, billions and billions and billions of views. And I believe that once I get to that level, I will be able to secure financing in various ways. Okay. I'm not sure yet if Back to the Future, I'm going to go into real estate first, meaning like rent out properties and use the passive income. That is a good idea, by the way. And I'm not saying no to that because that is a great idea. Or go straight into the casinos, which would be the passive income from the casinos. But one way or the other, I'll do it. Okay. It would make a lot of sense to go right into the hotel casino industry because it's like an all-in-one project. What I like about a casino is that you could have the Apefather restaurants, the Apefather, like every idea I ever had under one roof, with a casino versus having multiple projects. So that's why I like, but you're talking about a lot of money you need. So look, this is not an overnight process. Apefather has to do a lot of work. You're going to see Apefather accomplish a lot of things in his life. Look, Mo Money Investing, you're going to witness all of this happen in 2026. Okay. I understand you think I'm a psychopath and I understand you think I'm a lunatic. But what you should see right now from me is this. Okay. What you see right now is a person who is doing things that none of you are doing. Okay. Right now. Okay. Like example, I have over 43,000 videos uploaded. I have almost 18 million views. So the thing is, you really don't have the right, Mo Money Investing, to criticize me because it doesn't make a difference what you feel. Like you could feel whatever you want to feel about me. You could say you don't like me, you don't like my face, you don't like the way I talk, you think that I'm a dreamer, like John Lennon. You may say I'm a dreamer, but the thing is, until you have 18 million views, until you're at my level, you can't say anything. And I know, but you see, what you'll do is you'll deflect. See, what Mo Money Investing likes to do a lot in his life, he likes to deflect. That's just his thing. He likes to, he'll say something like this. He'll say, well, you're not really making that much money on YouTube right now. Or something like he'll try to deflect it. It doesn't make a difference because you're building a foundation. This is what Mo Money Investing doesn't understand. It takes time. You're building a foundation. You're building an audience. People are recognizing, your dreams, and they're hearing you out, and they're realizing what you want to do, and they're starting to a lot of people who see me, in the streets, I have people now associate me with a lot of things. People say, Apefather, you're that AMC guy, right? Or Apefather, you're that guy who's got those big dreams, with you want to have the Apefather brand, right? See, the more and more you talk about something, thank you so much, Morty James. The more and more you talk about something, people get used to it. And a lot of people know me from my music. That's another thing that Mo Money Investing doesn't understand. People have actually said to me, man, you're that guy who wrote the Brooklyn song, right? So it's called repetition, Mo Money Investing. The more that you talk about something, the more that you repeat it, it can only grow. That's it. It's if you're pouring water on a flower, it's only a good thing. You follow me? If you're giving the flower the appropriate sunlight, it's only going to help the flower grow. Okay, that's what the guy, he just doesn't understand. It cannot turn into more and more videos I upload, more live streams I do will never be a negative thing. Here we go, he says. I said most channels don't make it to the top, even. Okay, but you're just being negative. Look, Mo Money Investing, you're just being negative. All right, I don't subscribe to negativity. Okay, I subscribe to positivity. That's just me. Listen, Mo Money Investing, you understand that we only get one life. Okay, that's it. You don't get a second chance, brother. So if you want to live the only life that you have, okay, and think small like your tiny balls, then that's up to you. That's your prerogative. Okay. Look, I already have what Mo Money Investing doesn't understand, because I know he doesn't like me very much, but I already have a pretty average life. I have an average home. I'm always eating out. I'm a lot of people say I live above average. Okay, believe it or not, because I'm always having fun. I make my own schedule. And yes, more money investing, you will never accept this. But one day I'm going to prove to you that I do work. One day I'm going to do it just for you. I'm going to do it just for you. What's up, Brennan? One day just for you. Okay, we're going to meet and I'm going to show you how I go meet clients and how I'm actually making money and doing very well. Okay, just one day for you, just to take away all of this speculation that I am not a patriot and that I don't work. Okay, no, I do work. Okay, but there's reasons why I can't say specifically what I do because you have to understand I have haters that target me, brother. Because I have haters that target me. That you have to understand they will if they found out what I did, you understand, they would torment my clients. You want me to prove it to you, Moment Investing? Okay. I used to go into restaurants and I used to film live streams. You notice I don't really do that much anymore. I still do it from time to time, but when I go into a restaurant and I live stream it, these haters call up the restaurant that I'm in. They torment the owner that I'm in there. They call the police. They call the police. They're like, oh, this guy's drinking alcohol. I've had many times police show up at the restaurant that I was at with my children or with my family and, had to do the DWI tests because this is what I deal with lunatics, okay, on the internet. You understand? So could you imagine now that I start displaying what I do for a living? They're going to torment my clients. They're going to torment everything. I'm not going to have that happen. So if you don't understand that, I get it. Okay, there's nothing I can do about it. But the truth is, I do work. No, I really 17,000 subs is nothing. Listen, I admit to you, the truth H that's amateur night at the Apollo. No, I got to get into millions and millions and millions of subs. I got to get, and I will do it. Just give me some time. I will do it. Listen, I've already said it. My big dreams are going to require big accomplishments. Okay, and that's why right now I can't do it. Listen, people say, "Can you do your big dreams right now?" The answer is no. I can't do it. What kind of content do I do? I do everything. Music, I'm a piano player. I sing, but I'm not really a singer. I don't consider myself to be a singer. I sing for fun. I always say you don't have to be LeBron James to play basketball. Right, right. Like Nike, just do it. Right. I sing a little bit, but I'm a piano player. First and foremost, I'm a piano player. That's what I do. So a lot of my content is music. I talk about I went through tremendous losses this year. I don't want to talk about it too much because I get heartbroken. But my wife Jennifer passed away after a 10-year battle with cancer. My mother Josephine passed away. A lot of my channel is I like to reflect on all the challenges I went through with my wife and with cancer. God bless her. She was the strongest fighter, the greatest. I talk about all the positive things we had in our life. We have two beautiful children. What's up, Nico B? So a lot of my channel is family. It's about hurt, music. A lot of it is food. I go to restaurants a lot. I film all the food that I eat. I love food. I love food. It's another name I should add to my names is the Food Father. Besides the Love Father, the Love Doctor, excuse me, Dr. Love. Besides Dr. Love, the Food Father should be another one. Thank you very much, Truth H. Says, rest in peace to your wife. When you talk really well. I think you could get where you want to get. You have the energy about you. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you and your family. All right, so we'll do a little song here. It's not going to be a long live stream today. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives, but we'll finish up here. This is a very important song to me. It's called Everybody's Got Problems, but the song is a positive message that if you love the movie like I love, Rocky Balboa, he says it the best. It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you could get hit and get up and keep moving forward. So in other words, if you have a problem, find the solution. Don't dwell on the negativity. Find a solution to the problem. Two, three, four. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. You can't hide. Life could beat you up bad. It's easy to just give up. Don't get knocked down. You gotta get mad. Fight back and be the one standing up. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. You can't hide. I know you hurt ton and you don't believe tomorrow will be a better day. It's up to you. You gotta believe you have the power to make all your troubles go away. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. When your love ends before your eyes, everybody's got problems. Losing your job, kissing it goodbye. Everybody's got problems you can't hide. So that's an original. Everybody's got problems. Yeah, we all got to do better things, Andrew. Love and development. It's an investment. Uh, that's what I have to say, Joe Spence. It's an investment of your time, of your energy. If you really want it to work, you got to be willing to put into work. You got to be willing to do what it takes to make that love develop and to make that love last. But remember something, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Effort and work has to be done two ways, not just by you, but by you and the girl. And if you start seeing it's a one-way street, that's not good. So that's some love advice from, not financial advice. Remember, I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. But everything I say is for entertainment purposes only. They call me Dr. Love. Call me Dr. Love. Calling Dr. Love. I got to kill you thinking of Dr. Love. Buonanotte, ciao. Good night. I'll be back. Please like and subscribe to the Apefather channel for more great content coming your way.